And today on the desk we have the Armattan bumper. Now I haven't even opened this case or this package yet, so this is going to be my first look as well as y'all's. So just sitting here we have, looks like flight controller mounting plate, some foam, some hardware, and the frame itself on a separated nice little package here. Snippy, snippy. Remember kids, never run with scissors. So, sticker, carbon fiber top plate, or bottom plate, yeah, carbon fiber top plate. Ooh, it's sticky. Wonder if that's intentional. Hope I didn't mess anything up. Anyway, and then you have the quote-unquote frame, I guess, itself. Now, this is a 26-gram frame, and basically it's a giant, come on, it's a giant whoop, in the sense that, there we go, you can ram into stuff without messing it up. Woo, let's not do that. So from the look of it, you peel this off like a sticker, and you stick on the top and bottom, and the rigidity is from these nylon standoff screws and hardware. Now, it's only a $26 frame, so it's not a super expensive frame like the rest of Armattan's frames, but it is pretty neat. It's a 92 millimeter frame, so 90 millimeters, 92-ish from side to side, and it's drilled out for 1104, 1105 motors, somewhere in the 6,000 kV range or higher. And I'm looking, but I can't see the prop size. 1935 prop size. So either some Rotor X props, or you'll have to cut down some bigger props to small ones. And it also has this nice little spot right here for, there's no hole. Basically one of those micro cams. You just stick it on in there, little 1/4-inch micro cams. But I'm gonna play with this a little bit and see what I can figure out. I don't know what they were smoking, but I want some of whatever Armattan is on. So coming in at 26 grams, this frame is made so light due to spectacular foam sourced to this application. Its origin is even tougher to explain than it is to break. It is harvested on the northern hills of the Rocky Mountains that cross the border of the US and Canada. In fact, it only grows on the Grand Douglas fir, and only at an elevation between 600 and 600.873 meters above sea level. It's not easy to fetch this stuff, so we're out of stock on a few colors. Then that explains why. Seriously though, do you know how hard it is to find red foam firs at that altitude? Yeah, I'll have whatever they're smoking. So once you take some time, cut out all the special shapes and make sure that you, anyway, cut out all the shapes and foam, you end up with this. Now, I don't normally do this, but I'm slow boating parts from China, so I'm going to go ahead and post this video with just the frame. It's going to take me a little while to put it together, but I mean, this thing's pretty cool. It has way more room than I expected. In here you'll use a BLX, the Pico flight controller with the PDB built in. Bolt it right down. You've got a foam landing pad for the top, which is actually sticky. I just stuck it on like this so you can see it. Your ESCs go in each one of these little slots, and you run your motor wires out the bottom to the motors. But, I mean, this thing's pretty cool. You will have to cut the foam. Oh, it's still sticky. You'll have to cut the foam if you intend to run the camera down here. I'm probably going to stick one of those little tiny whoop cameras just right into it. But, I mean, yeah, I'm looking forward to building this one. I'm going to have to tear apart a few things and source some parts, and eventually I'll get this thing out. But, man, oh man, okay, I've had this thing way, way too long. This is the Armattan bumper from Armattan. It took me forever because I was trying to get the right componentry, things got hairy, holidays, blah, 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 blah. But here it is. It's about 84 grams all up, well, not all up, no battery. I was using, what was I using? Electron Pro 3S 500 milliamp batteries. These are 1104 TAC 7000 kV motors from iFlight with 3-inch T-style props cut down to 2-inch. There's a Pico BLX in there, a Spectrum satellite, a tiny whoop style camera. I think it's the 997, whatever. And then a 10 amp 4-in-1 ESC. So this thing doesn't fly like a normal quad. 3S is definitely way too much for it, but it was fun to go mess with out in the fields. It doesn't fly real aggressive, like you can throw it into a hard pitch and punch it and it'll have lots of thrust, but because it's so light, because it's foam, because it's so physically large, it catches the wind pretty good, and it doesn't really go down. It just kind of floats. I did take it to a playground. I whacked it into some stuff. It worked pretty well. I slammed into my buddy just for the hell of it. I did notice that while this is sticky, after quite a few bumps, it kind of peels up, but it really is not too bad. If you're flying around your house, you're not going to have too big of a problem. If you're going to run one of these cameras, you see you have to cut out the little slot, so it does have a slot. It's just not tucked down in there. I could have cut that out a little more, but I just wanted to sit on top. So, all in all, great little frame. If you're playing around the house, teaching your kids to fly, whatever, works pretty well. That does bring up one little concern I have. It's probably my setup. I'm fully aware of that. These motors with these props and this foam thing are freaking loud. I cannot fly this in my house because it is so loud. Obviously, 7,000 kV, 3S, 2-inch props. It's a bad equation. But if you run a little bit lower kV, maybe some quad style or even those new DYS hex props, you might have better luck. But these things are just freaking loud. I do think it's the way I built this. But, you know, around the house, fun little quad? Absolutely, great little quad. Check them out at Armattan. I believe it's armattanframes.com. I'll link it down below. I'll post more pictures of my builds on my Rotor Builds account down below. I'll post my Woody Builds link, Rotor Quad Squad link. If you like this, share it, tell your friends, and hit me up if you have any questions. Enjoy some flying, guys.